Hi, I'm Dr. Mohan Thomas. I'm going to be talking to you about something that's been really bugging me for the last few months. And that's because a lot of bad outcomes have been crawling into my office. And I'll tell you the reasons why in a few minutes. What I'm about to talk to you about is sort of amusing, funny, and at the same time is kind of sad and serious. Now imagine, let me take this to a point where, in this country, celebs, media, influencers play a big role. And so people blindly follow what they say. And I have no issues with them endorsing a shoe, a car, whatever. And I think it's free speech. And I think it's a good thing, it's healthy. However, when they cross the line and they make tweets innocently about doctors, and doctors latch onto it and tweet them, retweet them, and then the crawl starts toward these places and people make bad choices. End result, bad outcomes. And they find their way to me, and it kind of bothers me. It's absolutely unnecessary. Now, let me kind of go back to where I was for many years in the US. I knew a lot of people, musicians, a lot of actors. Now imagine Sting, I knew very well, good friend of mine. Let's say he said something. I knew Marcellus is another band member. He said, Mohan is a good friend of mine. And, if the tweet was retweeted by me, I don't think anybody would come to me because of that. Or, let's say, Brad Pitt said, Mohan, my neighbor, our dogs used to play together. You think that's funny, but I don't think that would bring patients to me. Or Dustin Hoffman riding down his bike down Third Avenue, and I often ran into him. If you say something like, Mohan and his dad, especially his dad and he were good friends, and they often ran into each other and spoke a lot. And in passing, you mentioned my name. You think that would bring patients to me? That would be really stupid. Do you agree, right? Okay. Now, unfortunately, these tweets here by people from the media have a very different effect. Now, what I'm about to tell you is no story. It's a fact. My father, my late father, Mr. Thomas, and Dev Anand, the late actor, very accomplished, worked in the censor office. They were working on adjoining tables. And sometime during his time, my father mentioned this to me when I came back from the US and came back to settle down with my father. He mentioned this to me, and I thought at that time, maybe I should just reach out to Mr. Dev Anand and see if he can have old memories rekindled. But it never happened. So could I tweet, that my father and Dev Anand were buddies, and they were. Chai. They used to have cutting chais. They sat together and had a good time before he joined Bombay Talkers, and this went on for a few years, from what my father said. Now, what happens with this thing? Let me give you another example. If you're taking a flight anywhere, if you came to know that you had an inexperienced commander in charge of the cockpit, would that make you nervous? It should. Why do airlines pick people as commanders, whether male or female? Doesn't matter. In fact, one of the flights I took from New York back a few years ago was totally commandeered. Pilot, co-pilots, everybody were females. I was very comfortable. Why not? They're experienced, many years of experience. So when you pick a surgeon, always pick an experienced surgeon. That's what matters. Credibility. They have seen one, and people exclusively in a branch. So they've seen a lot of work. That's not saying that young people are not good at what they do. Of course they are good. But experience matters. And so what I have to say to people out there is, please don't jump from, because there's a tweet from a favorite media person out there, and rush to doctors. And then if you get some bad results, there's nobody to blame but yourself. On a good note, if something should go wrong, always get in touch with me and I'll help you out. Thanks for watching and have a good day.